Homicide 1902. The case of 52-year-old William Brake. William Brake was convicted of the manslaughter of 49-year-old Margaret Smith, who he killed on the 23rd of July 1902. He stabbed her with a knife whilst she was asleep in bed and then went out. He was later noticed by a policeman in Arthur Street walking up and down in a strange manner, and the policeman said, "What is up, my boy?" And William Brake replied, "I can tell you something." The policeman then touched him on the arm and asked him to walk up the street, and they walked along several yards when William Brake said, "I'm a murderer. I murdered my wife this morning." He was then taken to Cloak Lane Police Station and then to Shadwell Station where he was charged. The police and a doctor then went to 131 Cornwall Street where they found Margaret Smith dead on the floor. She had been stabbed 5 times, including once in the heart, which would have killed her immediately. When a doctor found her, she had been dead for about an hour. William Brake had lodged with Margaret Smith for about 7 months. He shared a back room on the first floor with another man. On the 17th of July, Margaret Smith went to the police fete at Crystal Palace and got home at about midnight. The next evening, William Brake said to her, "You've been with the coppers, ain't you?" And Margaret Smith replied, "Have we? What has that to do with you?" On the 21st of July, Margaret Smith and one of her daughters went to the Pavilion Theatre, getting back about midnight. When they got back, they saw William Brake sitting on a chest in the kitchen, and he said, "You've been with the coppers again." But Margaret Smith didn't answer him and just laughed. On the 22nd of July, the other man that shared the back room with William Brake got home at about 10:30 p.m. and went to the Railway Arms where he saw William Brake drinking ale. The man had some drink and then went home at about 12 p.m, leaving William Brake in the pub. Then at 12:30 a.m, William Brake came home from the pub too, with Margaret Smith, and they had something to eat together. The man then went to bed and said that William Brake got on his bed with his boots on, and later went downstairs to sleep on the chest in the kitchen, which he had never done before. He said that he saw William Brake in the morning before he left for work, and said that he told him that he was going to sign on for a ship that day. When William Brake was at the police station, he said, "I gave myself up because I did it." He later said, "I owed the old girl £16, but I have made a statement up about that." The motive is not clear, but it was said that he might have been jealous of Margaret Smith. William Brake was convicted of manslaughter at the Old Bailey on the 9th of September 1902 and sentenced to 12 years penal servitude. Cornwall Street has since been redeveloped